Man, Javier dominated and McCormick had a big afternoon. You're having a pretty good day, huh? My babies have grown up so fast. Aren't they both like 7 years older than you? Shut up. This moment is beautiful and pure, and you're not gonna ruin it. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 7 of the regular season, where the Astros win 8-2 over the Detroit Tigers and at least salvage a win out of the series. You know how yesterday I said if the Astros decide to care, they're gonna wipe their feet on the face of the Detroit Tigers? After a pretty fair to middling first game of the season, Christian Javier's second game was a gem of an afternoon where he looked great, especially in the first 3 innings. He was just mowing down Detroit Tigers left and right. He was fantastic. It became more of a base runner and more ground out-y game as it progressed for Christian Javier, but man oh man, he was fantastic. 6 innings of work, 5 hits, only gave up 1 run, didn't walk a soul, which I want to say he gave up a couple of walks in his first game, but man, he has been very, very much in control of the strike zone. Struck out 5 today, 9 swings and misses. Christian Javier was fantastic. I don't know if it was Miller or Javier himself, or maybe it was Salazar behind the plate, but he threw 11 knuckle curves today to couple with his fastball and his slider, and man, his knuckle curve looked really, really good this afternoon. And I think he could probably make it as a 2-pitch pitcher with just the slider and the fastball with how well they complement each other. But my God, if he can throw in that knuckle curve every once in a while just to keep them guessing, oh boy, he is going to find a new level this season. In the 7th inning, the Astros would bring in Abreu, and it started very, very poorly, where he'd allow back-to-back walks to start his appearance. And you kind of start to panic, because the last time he was in a game, he gave up that absolute missile, and you get a little itsy-bitsy bit concerned, but he got out of it, picked up a strikeout in the process, and didn't give up any hard contact. So you'd like him to be more in control from the start, but nothing bad came of it. You then would have Rafael Montero into the game, who was a total mixed bag. 1 inning of work, gave up a pair of hits and a run, 2 hard hit balls, but didn't walk anyone and picked up a pair of strikeouts. It wasn't a terrible afternoon for Montero by any means, but it just wasn't great. What was great and nice to see, just a simple 1-2-3 inning, was Ryan Presley in the 9th inning to finish it off. Picked up a strikeout in the process, no base runners. Nice, easy, relaxing 9th inning in a game that was already very much over for the Astros because they had a 6-run lead. And that brings me to the offense, because they finally had their first, they're still the World Series champions, and you still have to bend the knee type of game. Jeremy Pena, who entered play today with an 0-for-16 streak going, finally broke through, had a pair of hits today, both extra bases, a double and a home run. His first home run of the season for Jeremy Pena. More to come surely. Jose Abreu only had 1 hit today, and it is a miracle that he didn't eat them alive, because he had 4 hard hit balls in 4 plate appearances. Jose Abreu was ripping the cover off of it every time he touched the bat, and I have no idea how only 1 of them fell through. Kyle Tucker, who was the exact inverse, and it was really, really just baseball at its finest, with Jose Abreu's 409-foot flyout, and then Kyle Tucker's wall scraper that was 320-ish feet up the right field line. Baseball at its finest, folks. David Hensley had a pretty nice afternoon, got a walk, got on base, scored a pair of runs. Corey Julks as well, I want to say that. He had a multi-hit day. Corey Julks, and a walk! Reached base 3 times. Corey Julks has been pretty darn solid, and I think he's going to stick with the club the entirety of the season. I think this is the util guy that they're going to keep for all 162. He consistently can get on base. He got a sac fly, if I'm not mistaken, today as well. He's pretty darn solid, and just missed his first career home run by a little bit. He's been very solid, and the star of the show, and I'm just so happy to say it, because Chaz McCormick was the star of the show this afternoon. Pair of extra base hits, a home run, and a double. The first home run by a right-handed Astros hitter this season, which is bonkers when you think about how much talent they have on the right side of the plate. And it was Chaz McCormick with the first one. And I am just... it warms my heart to no end. You want to know the top 3 Astros in OPS to start the season? Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, and Chaz McCormick. Weston, what about the small sample size? Let me play you a song on the world's smallest violin. And even though it's only 7 games in, watching everyone hop aboard the Chaz train has just been awesome. And I know I pound the Chaz McCormick drum a lot, and it's been extreme this season, but this guy has been a very, very good player for the Astros for the past 2+ seasons, was great last year in the playoff run, came up with one of the biggest catches in our franchise's history, and just has straight up earned and deserves a roster spot. And seeing them fiddle around with is he or isn't he, and the past couple years hearing all sorts of different fans saying, what are we going to do at center field when you have a very good center fielder on the roster, has driven me up a wall. And even though you're only 7 games into the season, a lot of Astros fans have completely changed their minds on Chaz McCormick, and now are totally behind him being the starting center fielder for the remainder of the season, which is fantastic. And now I'm just kind of over in the corner like, you know, I liked Chaz McCormick before it was cool and he was still underground. And again, for the series as a whole, they never looked terrible, but they never looked good until today. And today they not only looked good, they looked great in every facet of the game, which was very nice to see. You end the first homestand on a high note, which is wonderful. The Astros game tomorrow has been postponed now to Friday afternoon, so no game tomorrow. They play on Friday at 4:10 Eastern, 7:10 Central in Minnesota to take on the Twins. For the game on Friday, the Astros will send Jose Urquidy to the mound, and the Twins will send Sonny Gray to the mound, who I just found out now is now apparently on the Minnesota Twins. So that'll be on Friday at 4 p.m. or 4:10 Eastern, 3:10 Central, and I'll be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.